product. Oh, this is going to make your hair feel like silk. And you're like, I don't really care.
Right.
Fact, statistic, like, I don't really care. But the minute your girlfriend says, you wouldn't believe this, I put this product on my hair grew 6 inches in like 4 hours.
You're like, I need that.
You're like, where did you buy it? You didn't ask how much it was.
That's right.
You were just like, hook me up, right? The power of a personal story has an unlimited, ever effective, no destroyability power in building your business. So the reason why you do this is what you tell people. So are you all familiar with Brene Brown?
Mm-mm.
You know what Brene Brown is? Okay, so if you don't know who Brene Brown is, she's been a researcher. She's a doctor. She's been a researcher for over 20 years, and it started in shame. So she started researching what shame does to the body, why people are in shame, why people don't get out of shame, what puts them back in there, blah, 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 blah. Over that 20-year career of researching, what she found out was the key to unlocking shame was vulnerability. So now she's most well known for vulnerability. So she's written a lot of books. She's the #1 most watched TED Talk on it, and it's all about vulnerability. And what's great about that is that now there's literal science and proof that vulnerability is the #1 key to trust. Trust is the #1 key for people to follow you and like you, which is the #1 thing that people buy from. Okay? So there's a long way to say, by telling your real story, by just whatever it is, it's good enough. Be honest, be real, be heartfelt. Your story is going to compel somebody versus like, I've got to wait for you to save money. The whole time Julian was telling his story, right? It's powerful. The whole time I was telling parts of my story, right? If I just gave you a straight up presentation, we could have been done in like 10 minutes, but it wouldn't have had a personal tie. It wouldn't have been personally relevant. So when you very first started, I just want to think about like, you don't have to have some like deep, esoteric, spiritually enlightened reason why you got started. Maybe you have easy access to that kind of information. Great. But maybe you're just like, this is why. A lot of times the perspective in reality is very, very different. Your friends are seeing a version of you, right? And so they're like, oh, Anthony's got it going on. He's got all this time, this money, and I'm looking at it. Because from the outside, that's what I see. Here's the thing. I'm looking at all of you, and what I see is more about me than what is actually true about you, right? And it's the same way outside and inside out, okay? So by you giving them a peek behind the little magic curtain, you know, like the Dr. Oz, there he is, and saying, you know what, from the outside in, my life looked really good. But this is what was happening. It all of a sudden goes into transparency, vulnerability, which opens up trust. And what it also does is it diffuses all the armor that we put in front of people. So here's the thing. So like, we're going to talk about the invite in a minute, but what I want you to think about is this. It's a little awkward, uncomfortable to be like, hey, what do you do tonight at 7? And they say nothing, and you go, great, meet me at Hazel's place, right? Sometimes people say, why? If you don't have a lot of credibility, or you're not in a hurry, or you're not like very direct in nature, that can be a little weird, right? For your friends, they're like, what? Why she doesn't call me like that? Like, why is she speaking to me like that? You know what I mean? They puts themselves in a question. However, they come because they like you and they trust you, right? The minute they come in, if I have that story like I just said, guess what I did? I just removed awkward. I just created context. And I just created a connection from me to my friend. So it's not from my friend to the chair, my friend to the bar, or my friend to the presentation. It's from me to my friend. At the end of the day, who is sharing this is way more important even than what is being shared. So how you show up and how you communicate is always going to trump what is being said or how it's being said. You can never say the wrong thing to the right person, but your probability of sharing it better and more effectively is going to come from you telling your own truth. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So we tell our stories, and the reason why is that if I have changed my life, I help and hope and inspire other people to change theirs. My story is just an example of what is possible by leveraging this system, which is really, really good, right? So you want to know how to invite, but first you want to know who, and this is the key point too. So the very first thing when you start is, we're technology driven, but we want to be paper driven. We want to be tangible. So you want to go into your phone or your Facebook or whatever it is, but the first group you don't really need to do that with because they're like your best friends. You might even still know their phone number. Or you go to favorites, right? And they're like that top 10. Who are your white hot market? These are the people that, heaven forbid, it was 1% battery on your phone and it was raining and it was 2 in the morning and you got 4 flat tires and then your car exploded. Then there was an alien spaceship and there was something super weird, naked guy, I don't know, whatever. Whatever scenario, you know you got that person you can call. And it doesn't matter if you told them there's aliens or if there's no gas in your car or you need $100 or what, they're like, I got you, right?
Yeah.
That's white hot market. No thinking in white hot market. You're wasting your time if you're overthinking your white hot market. These are people that already know you and love you, right? These are the people you love. So these are the people that you're gonna go to their house, bring them over, I'm gonna buy you a drink. What is it? A drink. It's me, you know? So that's the first thing I'm putting down, and those are the people I want to show. Honestly, that's why I got 6 the first day. I know that wasn't my entire white hot market, but all 6 of those, guess what? They were white hot market. They were my acquaintances. They were people at the gym. They were people I worked with, or all these were my people. And you know, I signed up 6 people. I didn't show them a presentation. I got them on the phone and I said, get out your credit card. I found something. It's $450. I'll tell you later. What's your social security number? Difference maybe between what I was doing and where you are is I had posture about it. I knew what I knew that woulda, coulda, shoulda feeling was a spirit thing. I knew it, and I just trusted it. Doesn't matter that none of those 6 people are still here today. It was a start. Some people are placeholders, okay? Some people are like soulmates, some people are placeholders. We bless the placeholders because they get us to the soulmates.
That's right.
They fill a space, they teach us something, they're messengers for messages, and then we get through. So it's called non-attachment in the land of yoga. We don't attach to it good or bad, right or wrong. We're not attaching to the yeses and the nos. You need to inoculate yourself from the yeses and the nos. Don't get your pulse up when it's a yes. Don't get your pulse up when it's a no, okay? We're just going to show it. The next group of the people is my favorite group.
No, go back, Chuck.
Oh, no, sorry. I shouldn't have pointed. That was my bad. User error. The other arrow. Both the other way. There, okay. So then the next group is once you've got through the white market, and depending on who you are, maybe you only have 2 or 3, but maybe there's like 30 of those people. I want to show those people as fast as possible, and I want to do it in a consistent manner. So if I'm going to show people once a week, okay, but then be consistent. If it's once a day, be consistent and just create the consistency. This is the thing about success that sometimes people forget. People want to chase success. We all do this because we want to be successful, right? We don't want to be like, I signed up for World Ventures so I could be mediocre. I'm really excited about World Ventures because I'm really pumped about Ordinary. Middle of the road. Fine. Like, no. Like, we sign up because even in that moment, maybe it's a minute, we got hope about what is possible. I love that. I want you to hold that space. I want you to be a vision of what is possible because it can happen with this. Your job maybe would never pay you $1 million a year. Maybe never. Maybe, right? So we know it's possible here. But what I want you to understand is that success isn't about chasing success. I recently heard that it was in the Bible. It was crazy. I was like, oh my gosh. Light bulb. It said when you chase the money gets wings. Okay? So I don't want you to chase the money and the success. What I want you to chase, or what I want you to carry, is the consistency of the principles of success, which are daily activities that get you paid. Daily activities that inspire other people and serve. This is a service-oriented business. We were just talking about this. You get your fulfillment in your service all the while you make your money, which is really, really cool. Because for those of you that actually give a shit about people, you can just care about people and get paid. I want to do a hair flip. Some of you are like, I can't even believe it. But the next group, right, is business. I want to recruit people that are better than me.
That's right.
My first list was, are they older than me? Are they more successful than me? Do they have a bigger network? Just fill in the blank, right? All the things.
Yep.
And this is not so you feel shameful about what you are. No. This is so that you're recruiting up, right? Because if I'm recruiting for a basketball team, I'm not getting all the B squad over here, right? I don't want to be the coach of the B squad team. I am going to full on press those best players. I won't get them in there first. I'll fill in the later ones later, right? Because I want the A team. The A team have these characteristics. They're driven, they're competitive. I love athletes. I am an athlete. I love myself. Driven, competitive, goal-oriented, successful. People that know how to succeed at anything, know how to succeed at everything, whether they realize it or not.
That's right.
Okay? So athletes are great. People that have done something well, even if they're not winning anymore, there's a system inside. There's like a mindset system. Number 2, people that are fun. This is a business of fun. You know, I'm a lot more fun now, I think, than I ever was. And the reason why was because I was so focused and so driven. My tendency was to lean in that. And then all of a sudden I'd be like, I don't think I've laughed out loud in like 7 days. No, I'm not even kidding. I mean, And that was kind of ridiculous. I remember the first time I went to a World Ventures training event. Now, those events were very different because we would do what was called an acceleration, and we'd meet at like a region. And we'd have only a couple hundred people there. And then I get to this event, I'm uncomfortable. So I'm going to a training, there's like a few hundred people there. I'm like, weird. Why are all these people here? And why are they on crack? Jumping around, dancing. Now I'm the girl that demands the hustle chop. I walk in and I'm like, where's the hustle? Right? Jessie 12 years ago would have said, turn the damn music off, let's do this damn thing. Let's hustle. Are you in or are you out? Okay, next, let's go. If we don't hustle first, I'm not doing the presentation. We can grow. Getting uncomfortable for me was learning to be more, be more fun in public without drinking. Like in the middle of the day, like the sun is out, and you're doing a dance with it, okay? So, fun people are people other people want to be around.
Yeah.
They break the ice, they make it humorous, it's a pleasure. Because this is a business of empowerment, there's no boss, okay? There's no powerful, there's no powerless. This is like the, that's why I said the most enlightened business on the planet. It's shoulder to shoulder. So even me, I'm shoulder to shoulder with y'all. I'm not above you. I'm definitely not below you. I'm definitely not above you. But we are right here. And I see everybody in my organization in that same way, and so does Martin. We take that very, very, very seriously. So we're just looking for those people. But because maybe we're not the most fun, we want to surround ourselves with other fun. So we want the partnership to grow. So I want some other fun people, because if I'm still working on my fun factor, I want to make sure that my partnership base is filled with all the things that I am not.
That's right.
Next thing is the dissatisfied and the sick and tired. It's kind of the not one. These are the people that you know they're complaining, or they're distraught, or they're depressed, or they've hit a wall. You know, maybe you've lost some fire. You know, you're confused. Like I talked to you about the retirement people. I mean, I hate to bring that up, but it's just a fact that sometimes we gotta just go honest, right? We gotta just be honest. So those people are great, because honestly, whether they get it or not, whether they're willing to take a step or a bite forward, whether they're hungry and they're gonna eat or not is not the point. The point is you wanna give them opportunity to make a change, okay? You wanna bless as many people as possible. See, I wasn't the dissatisfied person, but it was the biggest blessing I ever received. I didn't even know it. I didn't even want it consciously. But like I said, the best things that ever happen are things that are unpredictable, the things that surprise you. Because you're never going to dream it up, and it's going to be that good. It's going to be a million times better, okay? So those are the people I put on my list. And don't put dissatisfied Hadiatu. No, just Hadiatu. You remember, like, check that. Go write it down. Okay. So I start with like 20 to 30. I'd start with 20 to 30. I had about probably 10 on my white hot, and then another 10 on my hot list. But you want to keep growing this list, right? Because there's going to be people that pop in your head and be like, oh, I forgot about that person, right? Keep this list with you. Put it in a notebook, put it in your car, not your phone. Your phone is not the list, okay? And then we're going to learn an invite. And this is what the other thing that's really great about this business, is that if you overthink this and you start to get creative too quickly, it starts to be like, what's the best way? Is that the best way? I got to analyze it. Procrastination, analyzation. No. We're going to give you a script. You're going to get really script. This is the layup. We use this example.
Is that Denise?
I was just talking to some girl. I was like, did you play basketball? She's like, no. I'm like, well, I'm still use the layup analogy. Do you know what a layup is? As a basketball game going on. I'm like, listen, when you learn to play basketball, when you're little, the first thing they teach you is the layup. It's the closest.
Yeah.
You don't actually have to get it in the actual hoop. You have to hit it off the wall of the hoop. It's way easier. You're like, it's like right there. Your one leg's still on the ground. We're not teaching you jump shots. We use your dominant hand. We give you all the easy things, right? But you keep doing it, and you keep doing it, and you keep doing it. And over time, what do? You take one step back. One step. And then you shoot it still off the side, still off the backward. And then you take one step back. You don't go like, all right, now I got that damn layup. I'm at that 3-point line. Air ball. I mean, it's just not good. But people do that. And sometimes the lesson is you need to have an air ball or a brick to wake yourself up. Okay? If you need to be a wake up call, great. I'm telling you, you don't need a wake up call. Listen. Lay up. Right here. Higher chance. So this is how I'm going to do it. All right? So I'm going to call my friend Denise. Here's the deal. I want language that I use, just like I want you to use language you use. I know in studios, I'm walking into class. That's a very normal thing. I do it every day of my life, right? I've been doing it for 400 years. So, I get my phone, and I pick it up, and I call Denise. Ring, 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 ring. Hello. Hey, girl! How are you?
Hey, good.
So, I hate to call you like this. I'm super busy. I'm running to class. Class starts literally like in 60 seconds. But are you free tonight at 7?
I think so. Why?
Key point. She's yes available, okay? So I'm in a hurry. I clear a time, okay? She says yes. If she says no, the call is over. So that's easy. That's like an easy out. That's like when you're new, you're like, oh, phew, thank God. You know, you're gonna get a couple of those. So she says she's busy. I'm like, it's great. Okay, I gotta go to class. Love you. I'm gonna call you later. Okay? If you can't win, you don't play. She said yes. Feel free. I'll be like, awesome, girl. I am so excited. I gotta see you, and I gotta see you today. Meet me at Hazel's place at 7. You got the address? You know, I'm gonna text it to you. Be there a little bit early. I'm gonna buy you a drink. Martini's up. Man, am I excited. See you tonight. I'm locking it down. There's a million things you could say.
That's right.
I like to say, I got something to talk to you about. I got something to share. I mean, I can say something I gotta share with you. I love also, like, I got somebody you gotta meet. Holy Mother of God, this person's gonna blow your mind.
Yeah.
So whatever is gonna be real for you,
That's
it's
right.
gonna be a little uncomfortable at the beginning. I don't wanna lie to you, but you pick something, and then you just repeat it. Because here's the deal: you're gonna then bring them when they come, right? And then you're gonna tell a story. You're gonna tell them why they're, you know, like, hey, I know this is weird and awkward. I always like to diffuse the awkward by just saying it's awkward. Then you're like, yeah, it's awkward, and all of a sudden it's not awkward anymore, right? But when you don't do that, your poor friend is sitting there like, I still don't know why I'm here. My friend isn't talking to me. My friend tells me everything, but now I'm sitting in a chair with rude people I don't know in a bar I've never
Is that
been
what
in.
happened?
Her arms across, she's looking forward. So I want to set my friend up for success, because here's the thing. This is the whole presentation, right? And if you don't set them up for success, you're saying like, look through this little circle and then tell me if you want to get started.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be the one that closes the perspective. I want to be the one that delivers the entire meal and then lets them choose what pieces or piece that they like.
That's good.
Okay? So you're in a hurry, you're going to clear the date. I'm excited. I'm always excited. I should have said, you got to get excited. Here's the cool thing. If you're not an excitable person and you go up 5 or 10%, people are going to be mind blown. Hear that monotone, slow cadence, turtle. Maybe you grew up in the South and everything is just relaxed. And you pick it up just a little bit. I got to talk. People are like, Anthony just said he was excited, you know, whatever. It's great. People like me and Hadi, it's a little more challenging. Like we kind of wake up like this, you know. And then I confirm it. I'm not explaining. The big thing is don't say anything else. I'm telling you what you need to know. So all the other things that you want to say, not part of that. Delete, 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 delete. Next slide. The other thing with your hot market, I'm coming over. Or come over here. What are you doing right now? You home? I'm coming over. Okay, that's easy. But if it's your work partner and you've never been to their house and you say like I'm coming over, they're like,
Right.
why? Right, makes sense. Warm market. So this isn't your bestest friends. These aren't the people that you're coming over or they're coming over back. But this is gonna be your 2-step text, okay? Like it says, hey, you free right now? Can't put, maybe an emoji. You want to mean excited? Are you free right now? Add an emoji. If they're not, done. Don't play, okay?
Yep.
Cool. Talk to you another day. Have a great day. If they are, great. I've got something important I want to speak to you about in person. Okay? No worries. It's great news. Because a lot of times if you say that, they're going to, what is she, it's cancer? You know,
Right.
like, don't give them a leg up. Don't lock somebody up because you manipulate them to think that you're sick. It's not cool. I'm sure people do that. Not cool. But when you say, I've got something I want to talk to you about, what do most people do? They go to the negative. They go to the dark. They don't go, look, she made $1 million in the lottery. You know? So, in person is a big key point. You know, if they ask you anything about what it is, this is a face-to-face conversation. It's me. It's something I got to look across the table to tell you. Whatever you want to say, make it personal. That way it's not about what it is, it's about who it is. Okay? Coffee this week? Happy hour this week? Whatever. What I like to help people with, particularly people that are not in a financially abundant situation coming in, is don't make it around something that you spend a lot of money doing.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's right.
Keep it either free, that's optimal, or really low cost. Because here's why. Everything that you do to share the opportunity with someone, they are digesting subconsciously as the way they need to share it with their friends. And if you make it like this elaborate deal, like you cooked them a meal, You know, when you bought Dom Perignon, here's your $500 bottle of champagne. They're like, oh my God, I can't afford the business. I can't buy Dom Perignon. You know, it seems obvious, it seems ridiculous, but it just happens. So it's always about going out to dinner, and you want to build this in a real way. You're going to spend a lot of money eating your way onto a dream trip.
That's right.
Hopefully they're DTL restaurants, otherwise. So it doesn't need to be that. I built most of my business was absolutely not even a coffee. No coffee. I don't buy you water. We're just meeting at the chiropractic clinic, or I'm just coming over. So just be mindful of that. And I know a lot of cultural tendencies are to feel really awkward not serving like the whole kitchen when anybody comes over. I just don't want you to spend a lot of money to build your business, particularly when it's getting off the ground. We can do social stuff, we can do fun stuff. There can be some of that on like special occasions, but the majority of the business, keep the cost down. So coffee this week, great. What day works? I'm actually gonna change that. What I'm gonna say is great. Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, give them 2 days.
Give them two choices.
That's right.
Friday or Saturday. Okay, they say Saturday. Awesome, great. 1 or 4. So start with the day, and then 2 of those. That's it. Not 3, not 4, not this week, next week, this and that. Give them the time. Here's the other thing it's subconsciously doing. She's busy. She only has these 2 days. Yes. If I'm like, my schedule's open, and then you tell them you're crushing this business, they're gonna be like, wait, you just have like an entire week of open schedule. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So there's a lot of subliminal things that are happening, which is why I'm not telling you everything, but I just want you to just know that there's a rhyme and a reason, there's a method to this. So pick 2 days, pick 2 times, sweet. Confirm where you're gonna meet, great. Next thing. So a lot of ways to do this. There's push play, there's videos. People that sign you up, people in the room can plug you into that. We've got personal videos, we've got Zoom webinars that I've done from the convenience of my office that I can send you links to. You know, there's corporate videos. You can do a live webinar. So Martin and I do live webinars, and people in the team do live webinars. You know, there's other IMDs and, well, actually all levels. There's even like senior reps that are doing Zoom. I mean, there's a lot of things. Pick what works good for you, what you like, people that you resonate with and your people resonate with. That's another thing. You might want to pick somebody that's a little different than you if your person that you're sharing is a little different with you, right? I'm not trying to plug in my super wealthy, super successful friend to somebody that doesn't have great grammar.
That's right.
And I don't mean that as a cut. I just mean like there's no connection.
Yep.
So we want to connect people. I am totally aware that I'm not everybody's girl.
Yep.
Not everybody is mine.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no ego about that. It's just pick people that are a good fit for your people. Not a good fit for you, a good fit for your person.
That's right.
And then you can also learn, and over time, we're not doing this in the very beginning, but you learn to go over slides. A great way to do this is to do this with the person that showed you or a person in the team, one of your other partners, who can go through the slides like Julie and I did. That's a great way to do it as well. I signed up a lot of people on a napkin. You feel confident with that? Write a napkin. I like it. Next slide, thank you, Chuck. And this is the last thing you're going to learn. So I'm inviting. So I've got list. That's something you don't really need to learn, but list, invite, edification, and that's it. I want you to master these 3. This is the layup on the right and the left side. This is it. Everything after this comes later, and we'll let you know when. Okay? Don't overwhelm yourself with skills, because it overwhelms your friends and your new people with the same thing, and it slows your business down. Makes it hard. The power of a 3-way. Edification is an art, and it doesn't just work in this business, it works in life. A lot of times people weren't really taught, how to influence, how to win friends, how to go out of their way, meet somebody new. These are all things that do this. But when I edify somebody, it's basically a nice way of saying, I'm lifting them up, or I'm complimenting them to another human being, or, in this case, to another human being. So this is how it's gonna work. So Denise is still my prospect, okay? She's my friend I'm gonna share, but Chalk is the man, he's the expert. Even to this day, I am not the expert to my own people.
That's
okay?
right.
Your friends know you as your friend. Your mom knows you as daughter or son. Like, they know you in one way. And so when you start something new, they don't have the ability to detach how they know you in that way to then plugging your expert at something you just started. Okay? So don't make them. I got expert. Okay? So here's what I'm going to do. The first person I'm introducing is Denise, because I want Chalk to be just a little bit more edified, because I want to build elevation and context for the information and the attention to go to him. Okay? So we meet, we're here. That person I told you I wanted to introduce you, he's right here. He's one of my favorite people. Denise She is one of my best girlfriends. We go way back. I'm gonna say like literally 2, maybe 3 nice things about her. I'm not inflating her. She's not a Marvel character. You know, I'm not like hyping it up. I just want to say a couple really nice things. I like to say something about their character and something that they do or have done, okay? But their character is a big piece because I want to build a business with real people. I'm not looking for turners and burners. I'm not looking for salespeople. I'm not looking for people that are going to screw people. I'm not looking for temporary. I know what I'm looking for. So everything that I do, every word that I choose is about who I'm looking for. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So there's some meaning underneath this. Some of you are getting it. But I am setting up a stage of my own manifestation that my people are good people. They're honest, they're full of integrity, they're here for the right reasons, they're here for the long haul.
Right.
So if I hype up the fact that she has a Rolex, who cares?
That's right.
What I'm going to attract is a bunch of people that care about a damn Rolex. Not important to me, not relevant. So I'm character built, something she did. So Chalk's going to be like, yeah, right, that's good, cool. But wait a minute, wait till you see. I've got my business partner, and I love that. He's my business partner, okay? Not your mentor, you know, you could be your mentor, depends. But usually I like business partner because it puts us all on the same level.
Huh. It
also shows, as I just said, me to we. It shows the collaboration of, you know, like, and Hadiatu and I were talking about this today, like, a lot of people will call me their mentor. And I'm like, am I? Because you're mine too, right? Like, we're students and teachers all the time. We're always flipping that coin. So it's a little awkward. It's like, well, yeah, maybe sometimes, but on other times, I'm always learning from you in the same way. And if I put somebody up too high on a pedestal, now all of a sudden I've like devalued my own reason to get started and my own, all that stuff. So just be mindful of that. And now I'm gonna edify Chalk, same thing. But I'm gonna make it a little bit better. I wanna put him up just a little bit higher, not crazy, right? Super successful, he actually gets to do this full time. This is his background, but man, is he a heart of gold? Blah, 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 blah. Denise, this is Chalk, this is now I'm done actually. How cool is that?
It's awesome.
So like, who did all the work tonight? Julian and I did, right?
Yep.
But who gets paid?
Whoever invited.
Whoever invited.
Yep.
That's what's really cool about this 3-part system. Leverage the expert. So then Chalk goes through the presentation, or I go, whatever it is, we push play, and now Chalk is the expert. Let me flip one more time, there's another thing that comes up. So the questions will get answered by him, which is really a weird thing. Psychologically, someone is going to listen to a stranger and allow them to be a better expert than they are to your best friend. It's just how people are. So we know that we can use it, okay? So I match the 3-way with the guest. You know, I'm making sure that if it's on this is on a phone call versus, but in real life, I want to make sure I know who's there. I like to be set up for success. I want to know if I'm plugging somebody into Hadi or Anthony or Julian or whoever. I know these things in advance. Just like when my friend gets there, I'd like to be there before they are, so when they walk in, they're comfortable. I lead them, I guide them, and then I sit down with them and I'm like, listen, sorry if that was awkward today, I was in a really big hurry, and I immediately can connect, okay? If it's on a call, please make sure that your third-party person is clear. Don't just assume they can pick up the call. So it's a quick text, hey, can you be free in 15 minutes? Hey, can you be free at 4 o'clock for a 3-way? Be nice, be respectful of people's time, right? So they say, yeah, you're gonna text that leader at a time. They say, cool, hold on a sec. I'm gonna get my friend who just watched the presentation. I'm gonna say, hold on 1 sec. Click, call him in, pull him in. Chuck, you there? And then I'm gonna just do what I said. Edify her, edify him a little bit more, shut up. There's more money in shutting up than there ever is in saying anything, okay? So get comfortable with the quiet, get comfortable with the silence, okay? And then the last thing is, you never, ever, ever, ever interrupt or contradict the expert. He could say, it's $500 to get started, and you're like, yep. Okay? Don't do this in life. If you're married, you contradict or de-edify your husband in public, not a good thing. Even if he's wrong, right? If he's hurting someone, you can tell him to shut up. But like, if it's just like saying wrong things, nobody likes to feel like someone is being condescending to them, okay? So just let the expert be the expert, and then ask them if they want to get started. So you ready? How I usually do it is, that was awesome, right? Wasn't that incredible? God, it gets better every time. Are you ready to get started? Eye contact, smile, posture. okay? So you ask them to get started. What I've learned through the years is honestly, sometimes you gotta ask them 3 or 4 times, okay? So they might have a question, they might say something, answer it. So you have enough information, you wanna get started? Is there anything else you wanna know? You ready to get started? You're gonna just keep asking. And that's really the name of the game, and I don't wanna give you, let's see if there's anything else I can add. So that's all I teach anybody in the beginning, because there's a lot of things you can learn, and I could give you like, here's the 20 books of personal development you should read,
Right.
here's the audibles, and blah, 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 blah. Just start there. Just start there. Get your money back, get your feet under you. The best way to be an expert is through experience. You know, I can tell you all day long how it was for me, but I'm one of a kind like you are. So you want to create your one of a kind journey and story to be able to build your own strength. Because if I give it all to you, it's like a trust fund. You don't have to work for it. Mommy and daddy gave it to you. So how much do you value that money?
Not a lot.
Not a lot, right? So if you want this to be generational, if you're looking to build a legacy, if you want to be an IMD, don't be the kid that just had the big fat trust fund given to him, right? That's awesome if you were blessed like that. But in this business, you want to learn it yourself. You want to go through the highs and the lows. You want to feel it. You want to adapt. You want to grow. You want to be coachable. You want to be a pleasure to work with. And you want to build the business that is going to last. Okay? The training is the most important thing. That is the game changer for me. Training changed everything. I started as the girl that was uncomfortable with people laughing and cheering in public as sober. Not at night when we were drinking. Like, I was happy about that. But during the day, I couldn't believe it. And this really opened me up, not only to a way of life, but a way of interacting with people that I would have never gotten being a doctor. And I remember sitting in a chair next to a lady, and I mean, I think God has a sense of humor. She was on her chair. On it, standing. Bumping into me, sweating on me, hair, and I'm gonna ninja, like they're gonna be elbows, and I'm like, I cannot believe that this is what I said yes to. This is, I don't think I've ever told this story in real life, so I'm gonna tell you. So I go to the back of the room, and I was in, David Peach was my mentor, and so I'm in the back, and with Peach and Byron and all these people, and I'm in the back with a guy who was the son of the #1 incrementer at the time. He actually is not with the company anymore, so I'll say ego and greed are the only things that can take you out. Proof. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm standing in the back with him, #1 incrementer in the company. He's my total upline, the peak of the company, #1 guy. And I'm against the wall, and I don't really know what I'm doing there. I just know that like Peach said go to training, but I can't stand this lady on her chair bumping into me and sweating on me, and it's just too much energy, and I'm just like, so I'm in the back and I'm leaning up, and this guy walks up to me and kind of leans in and makes some snarky comment about, all the leaders are sitting in the front row, leaning in, taking notes. And I take a step, and I look at him and I said, who are you to tell me where I should be standing anyway? Guess who the guy was?
Who? Martin?
Marcus Setta.
Oh, God.
So some of you don't know, but Marcus Setta is our director of training. If you ask
For the whole
me,
company.
Other than Wayne, who created the idea, Marcus Setta is the #1 reason this company is what it is.
That's right.
He is the #1 reason lives are changed. He's the #1 reason people are changing wealth and generational.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, he's the #1 guy. He's our director of training, and he's taught all the other people to be training, speaking. I'm a product of Marcus Setta. Martin Ruof. Put your hand up if you're a product of Marcus Setta. He's changing lives.
Sure.
I didn't know who Marcus Setta was. The company was just 2 years old. Nobody told me. What's great is Mark, like me, is super red. And he says that's the moment he fell in love with me. So we became best friends right away from that moment. He could handle my fire. And so it's funny because he still tells people this story. I'm like, please don't tell people that story. I get to tell people that story. But you don't get to tell people that story. So you never know who's standing next to you, and they're guiding you to the information.
That's
but
right.
I was the girl with the dude, not being told by some man that I'd never seen where I should be sitting.
Right.
And now I'm weird and hustling.
Right.
That's what happens when you go to train. So does anybody have any question on that?